The first light of morning slips through the thick canopy of southern China, scattering across towering bamboo and dense evergreen trees. Sunlight drifts in narrow, shifting patterns across the forest floor, illuminating ferns, mosses, and creeping vines that thrive in the damp, humid air. A gentle stream winds through the undergrowth, its surface catching tiny sparks of gold from the rising sun. Somewhere high above, the chorus of early birds rises in perfect unison, a delicate melody echoing through the misty forest. This was a world untouched by modern hands. 2 million years ago, a warm haven at the edge of an ice age that had already begun to tighten its grip on lands far to the north. Among the swaying bamboo, a small herd of hoofed mammals cautiously steps into a clearing. Their fur glistens with dew as they lower their heads to graze, alert for danger in the shadows. Tigers, far more numerous than they are today, prowl silently among the trees, their amber eyes reflecting the filtered sunlight. One of the little mammals raises its head, nostrils flaring, before relaxing again when no predator emerges. They begin to drink from the stream, rippling the calm water, unaware of a presence that dwarfs them, moving through the undergrowth with deliberate power. A rustling sound grows louder, leaves shaking as something immense parts the bamboo. Emerging into the faint morning light is a primate unlike any living today. A colossal reddish figure, muscles shifting beneath a coat of shaggy hair. Its face, broad and expressive, pauses to survey the forest. This is Gigantopithecus, a creature of legend brought to life, standing as the largest primate ever to roam the earth. It is a solitary adult male, the undisputed master of this stretch of forest, moving with quiet authority, a slow, careful grace in every step. For the small mammals that fled moments ago, it poses no threat. Gigantopithecus is strictly vegetarian, its enormous frame designed to process the toughest leaves, roots, and shoots the forest offers. Pushing through the bamboo, the giant ape reaches a sun-dappled clearing. Here, the forest opens into a sanctuary of green, where others of his kind await. Females, juveniles, and younger males are scattered across the undergrowth, their eyes watching the morning light play across the trees. As leader of this small community, he commands respect, guiding them safely through the dense foliage, defending their territory, and ensuring access to the forest's most abundant resources. There is a calm authority in his presence, an energy that fills the space around him, reminding even the smaller creatures of the order of life that rules this ancient forest. Gigantopithecus first came to the attention of modern science in 1935, when a pair of massive molar teeth led anthropologist Ralph von Koenigswald to describe a creature of extraordinary size. Known definitively as Gigantopithecus blacki, it is the only species widely recognized, though fragments of others have been discovered across Southeast Asia. From jawbones to thousands of teeth, these fossils reveal a primate that may have weighed over 200 kilograms, standing roughly 3 meters tall. It was a gentle giant in diet, a towering presence in form, whose closest living relatives are the orangutans. And yet, as we try to imagine it, there is a mystery in its posture, its gait, its full appearance, details that fossils alone cannot reveal. What we do know is that Gigantopithecus lived in forests thick with bamboo, figs, mulberries, and tubers, grazing slowly through the undergrowth. Its teeth show wear from chewing fibrous plants, and cavities hint at a sweet tooth, a love of fruits that sustained it through the warm subtropical world of late Pleistocene China. The forest itself was alive with diversity, macaques swinging through the branches, wild pigs rooting in the underbrush, and deer cautiously grazing where sunlight touched the forest floor. Even more extraordinary creatures roamed here, from early relatives of modern elephants to bizarre herbivorous mammals that seem almost alien, like Hasbrotherium, whose powerful arms and curved claws allowed it to pull down tough vegetation from mid-height trees. Predators lurked too, saber-toothed cats, like Megantrion, robust though not built for speed, lay in wait for the unwary. Packs of primitive dogs stalked the shadows, bears wandered the forest, and even pandas of an extinct form found their place among the trees. For early humans like Homo erectus, who shared this forest with Gigantopithecus, encounters were rare but impossible to avoid entirely. While adult males of the giant ape may have been intimidating, its diet kept it focused on vegetation, and conflict would have arisen only under circumstances of direct threat or competition for resources. Still, the sheer scale of Gigantopithecus meant that early humans had to respect its territory, carefully navigating a landscape alive with predators, giants, and unfamiliar creatures. The forest stretched endlessly, a living museum where every step revealed the intricate balance of life. Bamboo swayed, sunlight danced, and the air was thick with the sense of growth, decay, and fruit. Through this tapestry of life, Gigantopithecus moved steadily, grazing, resting, observing, a symbol of the forest's abundance and power. Its relatives, smaller and more arboreal, shared the space, while Meganthropus and other enigmatic apes flickered through history alongside it, leaving only fragments for scientists to interpret. Each discovery, a tooth, a jawbone, adds depth to our understanding, a glimpse into the life of a creature that existed on the edge of myth and reality. Yet, even in this thriving forest, change was on the horizon. Climate shifts slowly began reshaping the subtropical lands, threatening the rich biodiversity that sustained these giants. Food sources fluctuated, forests thinned, and competition intensified. Homo erectus, clever and adaptable, expanded into new territories, sometimes bringing them into proximity with Gigantopithecus. The dance of survival continued, a delicate balance of power, hunger, and instinct. It was a world that demanded respect, caution, and an understanding that even the largest, strongest creatures were bound by the rhythms of nature. Gigantopithecus thrived here for millions of years, a towering presence in a forest, alive with movement, sound, and color. Its jawbones, its teeth, its massive frame all speak to an apex herbivore, a creature perfectly adapted to the rich but complex ecosystems of Pleistocene southern China. The forest was not static. It was a dynamic realm of interaction, competition, and coexistence, where every species had a role, from the tiniest insect to the largest ape. And though the forest would one day change irrevocably, for now, it was a sanctuary of life, a testament to the incredible diversity of the world that existed just a few million years ago. If you like this immersive story, leave a comment below imagining what it would feel like to encounter a real Gigantopithecus. And don't forget to subscribe to Prehistoric Medievals so you never miss these journeys into the lost worlds of our planet. As the morning stretches into the warmth of the day, the forest hums with life. Gigantopithecus moves slowly but deliberately, reaching for the thick bamboo shoots that dominate the undergrowth. Its massive hands curl around the stalks with surprising precision, pulling them down to strip the leaves. Nearby, smaller apes and juveniles follow, learning the rhythms of the forest, mimicking the elders' careful movements. This was not a world of constant struggle, but of subtle observation and adaptation. Survival depended on knowing when to move, when to pause, and when to yield to the unseen dangers that lingered in shadowed corners. The air grows heavy with the scent of ripe fruits, and Gigantopithecus reaches for low-hanging figs and mulberries. Its enormous molars grind the fibrous flesh, each bite a demonstration of evolutionary power perfectly suited to a herbivorous life. Despite its size, the ape's movements are deliberate, almost meditative, a rhythm that has been perfected over millennia. In this forest, the giants coexist with a bewildering array of creatures. Colorful birds that dart between the branches, deer that freeze at the slightest sound, and insects that blanket the foliage in shimmering swarms. Each plays a role in the delicate balance of the ecosystem, a symphony of life that unfolds quietly, away from the eyes of humans who would come much later. Yet, danger is never far. In the thicker shadows, the glint of predatory eyes can appear unexpectedly. Saber-toothed cats lie in wait, their massive fangs hidden behind the undergrowth, ready to strike at anything that wanders too close. Bears, some extinct species unfamiliar to modern eyes, roam the forest floor, sniffing for food. Even so, Gigantopithecus rarely needs to flee. Its size and strength are formidable deterrents. Conflict, if it occurs, is usually over territory or mating, a subtle contest of display rather than outright violence. High levels of sexual dimorphism among males suggest that challenges between rivals were common, but rarely fatal. Nature, in all its subtlety, allowed the forest to thrive without constant bloodshed. Over the centuries, Gigantopithecus observed and adapted alongside early humans. Homo erectus, cautious but resourceful, moved through these forests, shaping tools, gathering food, and occasionally crossing paths with the giant ape. The interactions were likely rare, but they were not impossible to imagine. Two intelligent species sharing the same environment, carefully negotiating space and resources. Perhaps early humans watched from a distance, learning which fruits were safe, which streams held clean water, and where the giants roamed. The sheer presence of Gigantopithecus would have left an impression, a reminder of nature's power and the diversity of life that once flourished in these warm, green landscapes. As time passed, the forest itself began to change. Gradual shifts in climate brought periods of drought and the slow encroachment of grasslands. Food became scarcer, bamboo patches receded, and the lush diversity of fruits diminished. Gigantopithecus, built for abundance, faced pressures that even its massive size could not fully overcome. Tooth wear and enamel damage in fossil specimens hint at periods of dietary stress, a subtle record of survival under changing conditions. It is likely that these environmental pressures, more than conflict with early humans, drove the gradual decline of these giants. The forest, however, remained a theater of life. Elephants of extinct varieties moved through pools and clearings, wallowing in mud to keep cool. Wild pigs, tapirs, and muntjac deers added movement to the undergrowth, while bizarre herbivores, like Hasbrotherium, roamed with awkward grace, a reminder that evolution often favored strange and unexpected forms. Among them, Gigantopithecus continued its slow, deliberate existence, a towering figure blending the line between myth and reality. Despite their dominance, even these giants could not withstand the sweeping changes of the late Pleistocene. Subtropical forests gradually gave way to savannas, rainfall patterns shifted, and the abundance that had once defined their home diminished. Fossil evidence shows that by roughly 300,000 years ago, the last of Gigantopithecus had disappeared. Climate change, habitat loss, and dwindling food sources proved insurmountable. While early humans continued to adapt, invent, and expand, the gentle giants that once ruled these forests vanished, leaving only fragments of their existence in stone and enamel. Yet, their legacy persists. Modern orangutans, the closest living relatives, offer a glimpse into what these forest giants may have been like: social, intelligent, and perfectly adapted to a life among the trees and forest floor alike. Their powerful arms, broad faces, and social behaviors echo faintly the world that Gigantopithecus inhabited. And the stories, myths, and legends that arose in human culture, tales of giant ape men, of Yeti, of creatures lurking in the remote wilderness, may be cultural echoes of encounters with these prehistoric titans. Science, of course, remains skeptical, yet the fascination endures, a reminder that life once produced beings beyond imagination. Today, when we see an orangutan swinging gently through a zoo enclosure or perched high in a rainforest, it is easy to forget the scale of what came before. Gigantopithecus was more than an ape. It was a symbol of the extraordinary diversity of life, a creature that challenged our understanding of size, power, and coexistence. Its story is one of adaptation, survival, and ultimately loss, a tale that spans millions of years, yet resonates with the brief human span observing it from afar. In imagining this giant, we connect with a world lost to time, a world of towering forests, strange mammals, and gentle but enormous apes. It is a vision of life as it once was, vast, intricate, and unforgettable. So take a moment to picture it. The first humans stepping lightly through the green, the colossal form of Gigantopithecus moving quietly nearby, and the forest alive with sound, movement, and the pulse of life. It is a scene forever frozen in the imagination, a testament to evolution's remarkable possibilities and the fragile beauty of ecosystems long vanished. The giants may be gone, but their presence lingers in every orangutan, in every fossil tooth, and in the stories we continue to tell. If this journey into the forests of prehistory fascinated you, drop a comment imagining what it would be like to witness Gigantopithecus firsthand. And make sure to subscribe to Prehistoric Medievals to keep exploring the lost worlds of our planet, one ancient story at a time.